This is how I went from this to this in a year. No one's gonna like it. Low calorie, high protein, and a lot of exercise. That's it. That's it. That's the key components. Calorie deficit, high protein, and lifting heavy. I added a lot of cardio in there too. I was kind of a crazy woman, but the way that I looked at it was that what is a year compared to the rest of my life? Able to accomplish something like that in a year where it literally changes the rest of your life for the better. Why not sacrifice? That's it. Sacrificing 1 year of just being extremely disciplined. Like, I had pizza, I had ice cream, I had everything that I wanted to eat, but I was in a deficit and I did prioritize my foods. So no, I wasn't eating pizza and ice cream every day, maybe like once a week or something. If I knew that I was going to be eating pizza one night, then I would cut back on what I was eating throughout the day. We'll say that you are hungrier when you work out, so it's harder to be in a deficit. So that's where the discipline comes in. The hard part is changing your whole lifestyle. Looking at it as a lifestyle change instead of a diet or anything like that. I always had in my head, nothing tastes as good as healthy feels, and I still stick by that. I know that back in the 90s, Kate Moss or somebody said nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. And it's not skinny. I'm not skinny. I am healthy. And yeah, nothing in this world tastes as good as it feels to be healthy at all. That was in 2023. And in 2024, I focused on weights and building strength and muscle and toning and firming. Don't do like a calorie tracker thing. Don't ask me what your deficit is, because you are the only, everybody's deficit is different. Do not ask me what your deficit is. I found out my deficit from simply lowering my calories each week until I found my deficit, because you don't want to go too far in a deficit. You don't want to do that. If you want to do it long term, slow and steady gets the race, wins the race, whatever. Anywho, I could go on and on. I have a ton of tricks and tips and all that stuff, but I feel like this app is so oversaturated with like weight loss stuff. And honestly, it's like anybody with an addiction. It's not going to happen unless you really want it to happen. So no amount of advice in the world could get me to get you to be a better you. Like, you have to want it. And I wanted it. Like, I could taste it. I literally would envision myself back in my smaller size. So yeah, I hope everyone has a great day. I hope this helped a little. I know it's probably not what anybody wanted to hear. I know everybody wanted to hear, oh, she took some type of vitamin or drank some type of drink every morning. And no, I worked out a lot and I stuck in a deficit and I ate a ton of protein. So yeah, I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.
If you want to be skinny, take it slow. Okay. This is coming from someone that's gone through a 2-year weight loss journey and has since lost 50 kilos. Guys, if you want to be that girl this year that loses the weight, take it very, very slowly. Because I know that you've done those how to get skinny in 2 weeks. And where did it get you? Back on this video. So like, did it work for you? No, it didn't. It didn't work. And let me tell you a secret. They don't freaking work. All those fad diets, how to get skinny in 2 weeks, how to get abs in 30 days, it's bullshit, guys. Take it slow. You didn't gain the weight in 2 weeks, so you can't expect to lose the weight in 2 weeks either. I've been in your shoes, literally frantically searching online for how to get skinny quickly, okay? I've been that girl too. But when I realized that those diets were not going to work and weren't going to do anything for me in the long run, and when I just started making small changes to better my life, things improved, and gradually over time, I lost the weight. Guys, you didn't gain the weight in 2 weeks, so don't expect to lose the weight in 2 weeks either.
Okay, so I'm just going to really quickly list off a few things that have helped me in this weight loss journey. Obviously, my goal is 59 kgs. I am 167 centimeters. So let's get into it. The first thing that has been helping me is 2 meals a day. With my weight loss journey at the beginning of the year, I used to have 3. Towards the end of my weight loss journey, I was having like 3 really shitty low calorie meals a day. I hated that. I didn't like that, but that's what I had to do to stay within my calorie allowance, okay? This time around, I have 2 meals. That means my meals can be a bit juicier. They can be higher in calories. I can have things like wraps. I can have like burgers. The thing is I don't snack anymore. If I want to snack, okay, I will have a boiled egg with salt and pepper. I will have carrot sticks. I will have fruit. And not fruit like bananas, like not high in carbs. I'm talking just like berries or something. Typically, I don't really snack anymore. It just doesn't fit in to my calorie allowance. Third thing is we're gonna start romanticizing tea, okay? I've even got here, this is my little teapot with a loose leaf, and I just went to tea too. I'll show you guys quick. This is the tea that I've been having, Sticky Date Delight. It's a rooibos tea, so there's no caffeine. And I literally just had that after dinner. I put it in my little teapot. I get a little bit of milk. I go sit down. I put on a movie, and I'll enjoy my tea. And it's actually quite sweet, and it's like 6 calories. Now, the reason why I do that is because I used to always have some kind of dessert after dinner. Sometimes it was just like protein yogurt or something, like nothing crazy. Having something sweet after dinner, like it just would take me over my calories, and then I'm not going to get to my goal. So now I don't do that anymore. I have a tea, I put a movie on, I put the lamp on. It's real, I romanticize it, and it's actually like one of my favorite parts of the day now. So yeah, that was the third thing. The fourth thing is I basically walk everywhere. I really love Nina Zaylee on here. She always talks about walking, and I'm like, yeah, I do believe in it, but for me, I'm not gonna go out and do a big walk. I already train a lot in the gym. To me, my mind, that's like another workout. So the way that it works for me is I walk everywhere. I walk to my bus stop, and I'll walk to the next bus stop, and then get my bus from there to work. And when I'm leaving work, I walk like 3 bus stops down, and then I get the bus. So those little things, I walk everywhere, to the supermarket, to the beach. Like after the gym, I'll make sure I have to walk a longer way home, and that is how I get my steps in. So I walk everywhere now. I still get the bus, of course, like, but and if you still have to get the bus, then just walk to a further away bus stop or something. But yeah, those are the 4 things that potentially could help you, that have been helping me just drop this extra weight off.
If you are tired of being built like a refrigerator, listen up, this is for you. As somebody who has lost over 25 pounds and counting, here are a couple of realistic things that you can incorporate in your day-to-day life that will make the biggest difference. Number 1 is cleaning up your diet. You have to understand that at the end of the day, what you choose to eat will always reflect on the outside. And I'm not just talking about the way that your body looks, I'm talking about your energy levels, the way that you concentrate, your cortisol levels, your skin, literally so much more. You cannot outwork a bad diet, and that is so true. The second that I started cleaning up my diet, I'm talking about more whole foods, less processed foods, less carbs, less sugar, was when I actually saw a major difference in the way that my skin looked, that my body looked, and the way that I had so much more energy. A lot of people think that eating healthy is so expensive, but crap you eat, the more you're going to pay with your health. And there is nothing worse than literally having problems that you can literally reverse with proper diet and proper exercise. Number 2 is making sure that you are getting up and getting active every single day. I don't care what it is that you're doing, 1 hour. You need to dedicate 1 hour to either dancing around your little apartment, your little house, get a walking pad, walk while you're scrolling on TikTok or whatever, outside for a nice little walk, hit your 10,000 steps. That should be the minimum amount of steps that you hit every single day if you actually want to see results. A lot of you guys think that you can shortcut and just do 4,000 steps, and then you complain to me why you don't see results. 4,000 steps isn't going to do shit for your body. 10,000 steps is the minimum number that you should be hitting on a day-to-day basis in order for you to actually see results with proper diet. I also had to change the way that I worked out. I was a girl that was constantly in the gym doing high-intensity workouts, lifting heavy 3 to 4 times a week, and I was wondering why I wasn't losing weight even though I was eating so clean. My body hated high-intensity workouts. The second that I started doing my 10,000 steps every single day, on top of doing Pilates 3 times a week and lifting once a week, when I actually saw a major difference in my body. Not only did I lean out, I lost the weight, I kept the weight off. My cortisol levels are much more balanced now than they have ever been before. My body looks a lot more leaner, a lot more feminine, and I don't experience any painful bloating or bloating in general like I used to. There are going to be a lot of influencers on here, a lot of fitness gurus and whatever that are going to tell you that lifting heavy doesn't cause all of these things. But if I literally show you guys pictures of what my body looked like Literally, when I was in the gym lifting heavy versus what I look like now, it is almost day and night. And I understand that everybody has a different type of body type preference that they are aiming for, but this is genuinely what worked best for me. So I'm sharing from my personal experience what may help you too. Number 3 is removing dusty, crusty, musty people out of your life. When I was seriously at my heaviest, it was because there was a lot of people around me that weren't good for me, that were adding unwanted stress into my life. The second that I cut those people out of my life was the second that I started to see the weight fall off. A lot of you guys don't understand that literally your friends, your family, external factors have a huge impact on the way that your body actually holds on to weight. Cut the dusty, cut the weight.
As someone who's lost over 70 pounds, who's been through yo-yos, who has had orthorexia, who's just been through the whole plateau thing, let me give you my best tips when it comes to losing weight within a few months and keeping it off, okay? Even if you binge eat, I promise you won't gain weight. So let me tell you my tips. And this is for serious people only. So if you're not serious, don't watch this video because I don't want anybody commenting any bullcrap in my comment section. First things first, you're going to go into your cupboard and whatever chips, processed stuff, anything that is processed, anything that you look at the back and you can't even understand what the ingredients are, you're going to not eat them. You're just going to stop eating them. And that includes breads and pastas and pastries as well. Listen, and like I said, these are my tips. So yeah, it's either you want them or you don't. So you're gonna stop eating processed foods completely for maybe like 1 or 2 months consistently. And even if you can't do it consistently and you have cheat days, just don't even think about those cheat days. Just make sure that the next day when you wake up, you just head right back on track. Since you've gotten rid of all your processed foods, you're also going to get rid of all of your sodas and all of your sugars. You're going to swap your sugars with agave, honey, coconut sugar, because those are low glycemic index and those will not raise your blood sugar and your blood pressure and everything like that. So you're going to swap your sugars with healthy sugars. You're also going to reduce your salt intake for the day. All right, so you're going to be eating your whole unprocessed foods. You're going to be making sure that you're cooking your foods at home. If somebody asks you to go out to eat, that's fine, but just don't make it a consistent thing because you're trying to be consistent with eating clean. So you're going to be cooking your food at home. And one of the main important things is that when you cook, you don't cook with seed oils. You're not cooking with vegetable oil, canola oil, any of those kind of oils. You're going to be cooking with good oils, such as avocado, cold pressed coconut oil, or just don't use any oil at all. Get a non-stick pan, obviously. Swap sodas for probiotic sodas, kombuchas, stuff like that. Also remember to read the ingredients and read the sugar levels that they have in each thing. Next thing is find a very good and a very easy workout routine. I have one posted on my YouTube channel if you want one that's very easy and effective, but find a very easy workout plan that's going to be very achievable to you or very attainable for you throughout the week. Don't set your standards too high and don't set your goals too high either. Just make sure that it's something that you definitely know that, okay, I can do this consistently for a while until I can change it up a little bit and make it a little bit more intense, or just kind of suit it to yourself once you kind of get in a motion of how to work out and how to move your muscle. Probiotic. Please make sure that you find a good probiotic. Take a probiotic every morning when you wake up. Take a probiotic because you need to be healing your gut as well. Healing your gut is one of the most important things you can do when it comes to lose weight. So you can be doing everything else, eating clean, doing the workouts, but if your gut health is off balance, that kind of throws everything off and make you not see progress. So make sure that you're taking a probiotic. If you feel munchy in the nighttime, get fruit. Just make sure that you have a lot of fruit at your house and a lot of dark chocolate, because dark chocolate is good for flavonoids, it's good with flavonoids, it's good for anti-aging, it's good for all of that. So dark chocolate and berries is a really good snack, as well as Greek yogurt, honey, and you can make your own sweet treats at home as well. But just make sure that you're finding very, very good alternatives instead of going to buy these processed stuff, and avoid red 40. Avoid artificial colors in general. Next thing I'd say is find a meal plan. So you don't have to eat 3 meals a day if you don't feel like it. Some days I don't, some days I do. But for the most part, I have 2 meals a day, or some days I'll have 1 meal a day and make it a very big, high protein meal. And like I said, you don't have to do that. Everybody's body is different and you just have to work with your body. So just make sure that you're on a good meal eating schedule. And also when you eat, please slow down. Don't eat as fast as you hear I'm talking right now. Eat slowly, okay? And also I recommend finding smaller dishes to put your food on, because when you have a big plate, you want to fill it up. But if you have a smaller plate, it's like, okay, I can put everything on it compactly and then I can eat that and feel satiated and satisfied. Get 10K steps in every single day, or at least 8K steps in. Don't be sedentary, always be moving. Get a Fitbit watch or an Apple Watch that vibrates when it's time for you to have movement in, so you can go out, do a little movement, go in your bathroom, do a little movement, whatever you're doing, just do some movement. Get movement in, prioritize movement. Last thing I'll say is just be grateful for everything that you have in life. Be grateful every day. If pray, just be grateful. Even if you don't believe in a specific God or religion, just still pray and just be grateful that you're alive and you're going to be able to achieve your goals. And also, if you don't want to see change, you're not going to see change. So if you think that these things, you can't do these things, then boo-hoo, too bad for you. You're not gonna get the hottie body that you want, and then you're still gonna be sad. But if you're someone who wants to see the changes, baby, I promise you, give yourself till the end of the year. Start whenever you see this video. That's when you're gonna start, and you're gonna continue, and you're gonna be consistent, and you're gonna see the goals. I saw the goals. Okay, it took me having to go through so much turmoils to finally be able to lose weight within just a few months to get to the goal that I wanted to. And now all I do is body recomp and just body changes. But you'll get there eventually. But for this start, babies, half of the year is left. You got this. I'm rooting for you, and I hope you see this video, and I hope this gives you the motivation that you need to continue.
Hi, so I'm happy I liked my last video on toxic skinny habits I did to lose 50 pounds or more in less than a year. So now I'm gonna crank it up a notch and tell you guys some other extreme things I did, but it worked. If you're going out with friends and there's gonna be drinking involved, you should pregame with rotisserie chicken. Rotisserie chicken is protein. When you drink protein, it fills your stomach up. Specifically chicken. Chicken is so filling, so you physically will not have an appetite when you go out with your friends. All you're gonna have space for is drinks, and when your friends are ordering food, you will not be likely to order it because you're gonna already be full. When you're full, it's easier for you to say no and not give in to cravings when you're in an atmosphere where it's like wings, fries, drinking. It's harder to keep up with your weight loss journey. So make sure you fill up on protein before you go out. A lot of people don't know this, but when you're losing weight, you become a lightweight, which means that going out is going to be so much cheaper because it doesn't take you that much money to get drunk. I'm sorry, but you will probably only need maybe 3 shots, 3 drinks. When I get drinks, I only get vodka seltzers or shots. But lately, I prefer going out and not drinking at all. Liquor, it's not worth it. It's not. Meal prep never worked for me. I'm a very greedy person, and so having food already prepared and ready to go in my fridge, I was gonna eat all of it. So I don't even bother doing that. Something toxic I would do instead is I would cook plates. I paid attention to nutrition facts. So if I made pasta, I would make 1 serving. You guys gotta understand what 1 serving of pasta looks like. A serving of pasta is not gonna be what you want. It's probably gonna be what you're supposed to have, but America's portion sizes are huge, so that's not common anymore. If I was eating pasta, it would be 2 ounces of noodles and then however tablespoons of the pasta sauce and then however serving of meat it would be. So just picture in your mind how small that is. But if you think about it, all that is portion control. You're basically eating for, an average person, not these super extra large meals that we're all used to. Even if you think of European countries, it's always shocking when you see the dishes at fancy restaurants, but they're actually serving the correct portion sizes. We're just not used to it. So yeah, it's kind of toxic, but not really. But yeah, I would basically feed myself in serving sizes, but when you look at it, it was small. Another toxic thing I did was I got rid of all the big plates in my house and I only eat out of small bowls. When I go out to eat, I don't order the same. For example, if I get tacos, the standard is to get 3 tacos, but instead I'll get 1 or I'll get 2 max. I don't get more than that. Or if I get fast food, because like I said, I never cut anything out. I just changed the amount I ate. If I got fast food, I wouldn't get the meal. I would either get the burger or the fries. I wouldn't get both. I'm a greedy person, so eating in a calorie deficit the first few months was really hard. So anytime I had my small little plate of food and I was still hungry, I would eat a gum because that suppresses your appetite, or I would have some hot tea. I'm gonna just leave it at that. If y'all want more, let me know. If not, I'll just stop. All right, bye.
Hi friends, I wanted to start this video off by saying thank you for all the love and support all my videos have been getting, all the follows, the likes, and the really sweet comments about sharing your stories and maybe you're having weight loss issues or health issues. I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful that you guys are comfortable enough to share that with me. Secondly, I've been getting this question a lot and I thought I'd share it on this video. So I've been getting this question a lot and I actually have the notes on my phone, so I'm just gonna hold up. But everyone's been asking, how did I lose weight and how did I start losing weight? So I went from 260 pounds, I can put a photo here, to 130 pounds. So that is a 130-pound weight loss. So I'm half my size. I went to the doctor and they had said that if I wasn't able to lose weight, that I wasn't going to have babies. And I always wanted babies. I always wanted kids. Actually, I'm a ECE. So I work with kids all the time, every day. That's my full-time job and I adore it. So having the doctor tell me that I wasn't able to have kids with my size and with my health, that really kicked me in the butt. So being 260 pounds is a lot on your body. And I used to be very athletic. I used to play soccer. I used to play rugby. And that was just the best time of my life. And then I had gotten into depression and I started taking antidepressants and I just gained all that weight and I had quit my sports. So, that led me to gain weight and, life happens and there's nothing I can do. But be the best I can for myself. So here are all the tips and tricks that I used to start my weight loss journey. So this was when I was 260 pounds, and these are all the things that I did. So I didn't go straight into working out. That wasn't my thing. That wasn't my vibes. I would go for 10-minute walks a day. That was it. 10-minute walks around my block, and that was it. And I would each week build it up. So if 1 week was like 10 minutes, the next week was 15. The week after was 20. So I put 5 minutes until I was walking for an hour. Then I eventually got very bored of walking, although I still do hot girl walks on the weekends because I don't work out on the weekends. So I started researching workouts, and actually TikTok is the best place because I found amazing workouts from Joelle, the Grow Glute coach, and I'll take her down. And I found amazing workouts from Maya Henry Fit, and I think that French Fit Girl is her username. I could be wrong, but I'm just going to take it down below. So I started doing full body workouts, and I love full body workouts. That's my favorite. So I started doing that. I would take, for my eating, I would take about this big of a plate. Half of it would just be protein. So I would try to get 60 grams of protein a day, and then 45 grams of fiber a day. So that would be my veggies, my fruits, whatever was going to give me fiber. And then my third thing would be a little bit carbs, so like this much carbs, whether that's rice, pasta, bread, whatever I was having. On top of that, I would take the stairs and walk everywhere. So if I knew my work was like in the stairs and there's like an elevator right there, I'm taking the stairs and I try to get 10,000 steps a day. And I would walk everywhere because everything's so accessible at where I live. So I would walk everywhere. I also would definitely prioritize my protein. I love protein, and even to this day, I'm like always prioritizing it. So as I said before, it was 60 grams, and now for me, it's 120 grams of protein a day, which I pass, like go over. My vice as someone that was overweight was soda. I loved cream soda, root beer, Dr. Pepper. I loved it all. And maybe the health gurus are going to say, well, sugar-free sodas are bad for you. Zero sugar, everything is bad for you, if that's it. Like, I'm sorry to tell you. But so I would drink zero sugar sodas, and that was my vice. That actually helped me a lot with my weight loss. So zero sugar sodas was my thing. Also, I loved protein shakes. If I wasn't getting enough protein, because I like to eat it, if I wasn't getting enough, I would take a protein shake, just to get my last like 10 to 20 grams of protein in. But I didn't always rely on that. I always tried to rely on like actually eating and chewing my food. I was leaning a lot on doctors, nutritionists, dietitians, and I'm very grateful because I live in Canada, so I have free healthcare. But other people are not as privileged as me. And if you can only lean on your doctor, then lean on your doctor. And if you can only lean on research online, lean on research online, because not everybody has the privilege that I have, and I have to acknowledge that. On top of that, I was getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night because sleep is crazy important for your weight loss journey. I didn't realize how important it was because I would like sleep for 2 to 3 hours a night and like do my thing, Then I'd get hungry, have my caffeine, and it was just a thing. So when I started getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night, I saw a huge difference. I had more energy to work out. I didn't want caffeine. I just wanted my water in the morning, and my protein and all that. So sleep is super important. Also, with sleep is water. What I just said was water. I was getting 4 liters of water a day, and I still do because I think it's really important. When I feel hungry, usually it's my body telling me that I'm dehydrated. So I'll drink water first, and if I'm like still hungry, then I'll eat. No big deal. But I always try to drink water first and see if that's the cue that I'm wanting. Yeah, on my rest days, I do hot girl walks. So Saturday and Sundays are my rest days because that's my weekend. and I don't want to work out, so hot girl walks. I get my 10K steps in, I would take my dogs for walks, and that is what I do. But also, can't even talk. Also what I do is have lots of vitamins. I'm iron deficient and I have thalassemia, which is like a low blood count. So I'm always tired. So I would take my B12, I would go for iron transfusions, and I would take more iron supplements. The best vitamin for women and for like a multivitamin, even if you're not wanting to have babies or anything like that, I love prenatal vitamins. And that's like my hack. I love taking 2 prenatal vitamins in the morning and 2 at night. But just so you're aware, it makes you extremely fertile. So just be careful with that. But these are all the small little steps that I did. And I'll post a video of just like the things that I did, and maybe it's easier than watching like almost a 10-minute video. But these are all the things that I did to kickstart my weight loss journey, and now I'm here and I get to help you guys and support you guys. And so feel free to comment down below on what you're wanting to know, and I will do my best to help you guys. Again, thank you guys so much for the support, and I'm gonna be posting more videos. You guys just comment down below what you like and I can happily cater to that. We support on this page. We don't send hate to anybody. We love and support everyone's health journey and their weight loss journey. Thanks, you guys.
Here are 2 SkinnyTok habits that helped me lose 30 pounds a couple of years ago and keep it off. Here are my credentials. This is what I used to look like before. This is what I look like now. I see a clear difference. I hope you do too. Anyways, something that was really hard for me when I was struggling with my weight is I was constantly overeating without even really realizing or thinking about it. And one of my biggest issues is that I would just bored eat. Like if I was bored, if food was there, if I wanted the taste, and it wasn't something that I was doing because I was hungry. I wasn't eating foods that would satisfy me and fuel my body. I was eating shit, and I was eating garbage all day long. You can relate and you find yourself bored eating. If food's in front of you, you'll just nibble on it even if you're not hungry. You need to watch this because these 2 habits changed everything for me. When you are hungry, when you want to go get a snack, when you find yourself walking to the fridge or walking to the pantry and opening up the door to see what's inside, instead of having the snack, go walk for 20 minutes. Go walk for 20 minutes, replace the hunger with an active movement. Scroll on TikTok, listen to an audiobook. It doesn't matter what you do while you walk. Get outside, you can walk on a walking pad, it does not matter. The reason this works is because by the time you are done with your 20 minutes, you've walked a mile and gotten some steps in, which is amazing, and you're probably not going to still be thinking about the snack that you wanted to have before. You probably forgot about it because you're not actually hungry, you're bored. And so what you're doing is you're replacing the thing that you thought would fill the boredom, which is snacking and the taste of food, with something else to fill the boredom, which is activity. So it's kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I find that like 85% of the time, if I think I'm hungry and think I want a snack, and then I get on my walking pad and walk for 20 minutes, by the time I'm done, I'm not even thinking about it at all anymore. Now, the second habit is definitely easier to do at night, but it really can work throughout the day depending on your schedule, which is if you are feeling like insatiably hungry, but you know it's boredom because you're craving snacks, you're craving unhealthy foods, you're not craving like fulfilling, satisfying meals that will fuel you, go take a nap. Go to sleep instead, right? You can't eat or be hungry when you're sleeping. So what I do is if I've eaten my dinner and I see that I'm getting a little peckish and I want to eat some stuff that's not going to make me feel good, I will literally have a tea and go to bed instead, and then I'll wake up feeling totally normal and not bored with hunger. There you have it. It's as simple as if you think you are going to eat out of boredom and not actual hunger, and the difference between eating out of boredom and eating out of hunger, I could do a whole separate video on, but it's like you're eating shitty foods, not foods that fuel you. So if you think you're going to eat out of boredom, go for a walk instead, replace the activity with something that's good for you, or go to sleep because you can't be hungry when you're sleeping. And obviously this does not apply to normal hunger cues around meals, around foods that fuel you, so satisfying whole foods does not apply. This is all about eating junk food out of boredom. Like I said, these 2 habits helped me lose 30 pounds a couple of years ago. I've kept it off and actually lost even a little bit more since. So try it out, let me know what you think, and I'll see you later.
As someone that was able to lose almost 70 pounds post-pregnancy, SkinnyTok is absolutely right. There's only 2 ways of you losing and maintaining weight loss: diet and exercise. It includes eating in a calorie deficit. So what you have to do is eat less so your body will burn the calories that it already has instead of burning the new calories that you're putting into your body. Increase your protein intake because the protein will help your body build more muscles so you won't be skinny fat. Cardio just burns active calories, so you're only burning calories while you're doing cardio. After you get off the treadmill or the elliptical or whatever you're doing, your body will no longer be burning calories. So what you have to do is weightlifting. So you don't have to go heavy unless you want to, but to be burning more calories because you activated them. So it's going to be an active process of continuously burning calories. I suggest if you're doing that to use your bigger muscles like your leg muscles, your back muscles, and focus on them, because the bigger the muscle is, the more calories those muscles are going to be burning after you finish the workout. Yeah, I hope you like them tips and we can get chatting about weight loss and SkinnyTok down below in the comments. I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.
Things you need to hear if you want to become skinny and lose weight. First and most important, if you have one bad day of eating, it does not equate to weight gain. If I don't eat tomorrow and I eat less tomorrow, it does not mean weight loss. You can overeat, you can have bad days, eat a little bit extra today, as long as you go back to normal the next day. Move your body. If there's something that you can do on your own, do it on your own. If you could wash your car on your own, wash your car on your own. Love to go to Target, you love to go to the mall, you love to go to Sephora. When you go to the grocery store, park the furthest away. I always park as far as possible in the parking lot and walk to my location. Get in the extra 50 steps. 50 extra steps every day, every location adds up. 3, high carb, low carb, protein, fiber, keto, carnivore diet, vegetarian diet, vegan diet. None of it means anything. All that matters is calories in versus calories out. Only thing that matters is how much of it you're consuming. Only thing that's going to cause weight gain is overconsumption of calories. 4, and I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but you have to feel a little hungry in order for the weight loss to be working. 5, portions are everything. Big portions are your enemy. Small portions is your best friend. I have always said this and I will always continue to say this. Kids' bowls are the way to go. You see my eating through how I eat to stay small. All I use are kids' bowls. Lastly and most importantly, your timeline for weight loss is yours and yours only. You do fad diets and you lose the weight super quickly, the weight is gonna come on super quickly, if not plus an extra additional weight. And that's it. I love you guys. Bye.